a podcast to honor the gods.
This better come with a sacrifice.
Dave X Media.
The water shimmered. Something powerful and angry was watching me now. I could sense its presence. Or maybe 2 presences? I was afraid I'd miscalculated with the insults. What if they just blasted me without showing themselves? But these were New York river gods. I figured their instinct would be to get in my face. Sure enough, 2 giant forms appeared in front of me. At first, they were dark brown columns of silt, denser than water around them. Then, they grew legs, arms, and scowling faces. The creature on the left looked disturbingly like a Telkine. His face was wolfish, his body was vaguely like a seal's, sleek black with flipper hands and feet. His eyes glowed radiation green. The dude on the right was more humanoid. He was dressed in rags and seaweed, with a chainmail coat made of bottle caps and old plastic six-pack holders. His face was blotchy with algae, and his beard was overgrown. His deep blue eyes burned with anger. Welcome to Of the Eldest Gods, where we discuss Rick Riordan's role as our godly parent.
Sup, I'm Raye from Cabin 12.
And I'm Charlie from Cabin 13. And every time you do it differently, it messes with me. Like, I love it, but I'm just like, wait, this wasn't in the script.
I'm creating intrigue.
You are intriguing me, as always.
Oh, I thank you, sir. Are you prepared for Percy?
Are we prepared for Percy? I don't know.
Peek behind the curtain.
Yeah.
This is coming out after we have done the entire TV show. We are recording this beforehand. It's going to be months before we see this episode's face again.
It is going to be so long. We just had Thanksgiving, y'all. Like,
yeah.
Oh, maybe your foot will be healed by then.
Yeah. It better fucking be.
Maybe I won't actually be sick by the time this comes out.
You will definitely, have another illness. Precisely when this is coming out.
Why are you making it worse? Why are you saying that it's gonna happen?
Reverse psychology. I'm trying to trick the universe.
I don't think that's how reverse psychology works.
No, I got the universe's number. I know how they work.
Okay. You need to give it to me.
Okay, I'll jot it down for you. I'll text you.
What did we read this week?
We read Chapter 10, I Buy Some New Friends.
What do we think about this chapter? The title? Is it correct?
I was thinking about it. The vibe of this book is very different, but the chapter titles remain the same. As in, they have to be some goofy shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, the chapter title that any other author would give this, writes itself. It's preparing for battle or whatever. And it's no.
Boring.
That's not what Percy Jackson do. I find that, now that we're in this mode of storytelling, I'm actually appreciating Rick's chapter title work more than ever before.
Because, everything is so serious, and yet the chapter titles are just I'm buying some new friends. Bro, you're preparing for war! You murdered some people, probably.
We're gonna soon. I'm very excited this is our comeback from our break.
You are?
Because I think that we did time this just right. Good fucking work getting this to be the chapter we come back on, because shit is really starting to happen.
It really is. It do be happening.
It do. My revised chapter title is I Bribed Some New Allies for accuracy's sake.
You know, you're not wrong, because they're not his friends.
And he did
But
not
he-
purchase them.
I mean, it is a sand dollar. So he is paying them. He is
Exactly. It's
you
a
know?
bribe or a payment. He does not
Well,
own
that's
the
why-
river.
I own the river.
I own New York Harbor.
I don't think anyone wants to.
We'll get into that actually. Anyways, let me give you the summary. This is actually long. This chapter is not very long, I don't think. But like everything that happened felt very consequential. But anyways,
There's so much.
yeah. New York is indeed very asleep. Annabeth has a cool shield that Argus drops off for her. It was designed by Daedalus and made by Beckendorf. And it lets her see stuff that the sunlight touches, you know, like everything.
Everything the light touches.
Anyways, there are armies moving in and it's not very good. Percy decides that he and the other campers need to hold Manhattan. Good thing it's an island, because as long as they take care of the bridges and tunnels and Percy takes care of the water, we're gonna be good.
They got lucky there.
The Hunters of Artemis, they show up to help, which is good because we really needed someone to replace the Ares cabin. Fuck you, Clarice. Annabeth begins implementing Plan 23, which involves activating the statues in the city that are actually automatons, which is most of them. Percy offers the traditional New York greeting to the Hudson and East River spirits and pays them to sink Kronos' ship using his dad's sand dollar. And then there are immediately problems, because there's a huge army led by the Minotaur on the way.
Yay!
Yay!
Callbacks to the first book.
I know! I was very excited by that. Like, the first thing you ever faced, he returns.
And a specific friend asked for that chapter because the Minotaur would be returning.
Ooh,
so
very good.
It's good shit. Yeah, many things have happened. And you know what? I somewhat found something that may relate to this.
Oh, yeah?
In myth form. So, I mean, not exactly buying a river spirit, but like close enough.
Interesting.
Well, in case you missed it.
But
you remember that time that like Achilles fought the river?
No.
No? You don't remember that time when Achilles fought the river?
Sorry, not really, no.
Have you? Okay. One, you need to like find the meme where it's like Homer but D&D. Because like there's a post about all of this.
Okay.
And it's like Achilles being like, I want to fight the river. The DM's like, okay, roll to fight the river. And Achilles is like, oh yeah, I'm fighting the river.
Good for him.
Just that's why I always remember that this exists.
Interesting, because I've seen similar posts, but apparently not that one, because I feel like I would have remembered that.
Yeah, I believe this is in fact the same river. It should be. That's the one that I thought I was getting in this one. So, this is Scamander, which may have maybe a similar name to like another franchise, but we're not talking about that right now.
No relation to Newt.
None whatsoever. Scamander is a river god, who took the side of the Trojans in the Trojan War.
Gasp.
Huh. I wonder why.
I see.
Oh goodness, there's an etymology here. How dare you? Okay, what? Andros meaning man, what?
Or scazo meaning to limp or to stumble over an obstacle. Or left-handed or awkward.
A limping or awkward man.
Interesting.
You know what? I like awkward man. I think I need to rename myself again, Scamander.
Interesting. You know? Yeah.
Now I'm understanding the relation to Newt.
Yes, I was thinking that, but I didn't want to say it.
Oh my goodness, this is some content for the restricted section. There you go, we gave it to you. Okay, so according to Hesiod, he's a son of Oceanus and Tethys, which makes sense. They're the titans of water and all that shit. Someone said he's a son of Zeus, because of course, why wouldn't he be fucking son of Zeus?
Of course.
Why not? And then he's got, like, children, I guess. I don't care enough right now. The more important thing here is that it literally starts out the same way as Percy Jackson. Because guess what? Achilles insults him.
I see. Yeah, this does feel related.
It's so related, man. So he tries to kill Achilles 3 times, and Achilles is only saved, it says by the intervention of Hera, Athena, and Hephaestus. My assumption there is that, like, each one of
Right.
these gods saved him a different time. Not all at once. That'd be an interesting trio to help all at once. But yeah, so he's the personification of the river. Achilles, stop fighting this river. Why? Oh, this river has 2 springs. One with warm water, one with cold water. Cool.
Just cause.
And the Achaeans set up their camp near the mouth of the river. Is there anything else besides, like, Achilles fought the river? Is that the whole plot of this?
That appears to be the entire story.
I feel like that might just be it.
He was mean to a river tried to kill him 3 times. That's apparently it. Cool story, bro.
That's the whole thing. But I did it for you. I got you, like, one of the weirdest fucking myths.
Hey, this is relevant.
It's so relevant.
I'm glad to know this.
And for once, we get to talk about the chapter, like, 10 minutes in.
Right? Instead of half an hour? Good for us. This might be a short one. Woo!
I could always bring up some other bullshit things.
That's okay.
I don't know what else happened in this chapter that's related.
I'm really impressed you found one thing.
Why? Did you think there were more things?
No,
Am I missing something here?
No, I didn't think about it while I was reading, but there really was not very much new happening here.
Listen, I struggled for this book, like, so hard, honestly.
Because this is supposed to be the payoff book, so everything's coming back. So there's, like, not new myths.
We've had a couple chapters where I talk about a lot of things, and then we've had, like, chapters where I'm like, teleportation. I don't know what to use for that. It's fine.
All right.
We got a nice easy myth for this. So let's buy some new friends.
Mrs. O'Leary is having some hot dogs. Good for her.
You know what? I'm gonna crave some hot dogs now. As I was reading this, I was actually eating pizza, but, like...
Oh, God, I wish that were me. I did have waffle for breakfast. Freezer waffles.
Bro, you deserve so much better than that. That's what I give to my children in the morning. Terrible freezer waffles. And I'm like, I wish I could give you better things.
Aw. Nah.
But alas.
I wanted to eat freezer waffle. That was my choice.
You know what? You should have had it with whipped cream.
I did put whipped cream on a coffee drink.
I don't drink coffee, so I didn't think about how you could put whipped cream on coffee before.
I don't drink real coffee. We have cappuccino mix.
There's a fake coffee?
Yes, there's fake coffee. It's the cappuccino mix that we buy from Sam's Club in, like, a huge tub so that we can use it forever. And I get a little scoop of that and, like, sprinkle in a few crystals of instant coffee for extra caffeine.
Bro, I don't drink coffee. I just assume this is still just coffee.
It's not.
How is it fake?
It's real coffee you brew. Instant coffee's not real coffee. I'm sorry.
It's still coffee.
Nah.
It's still coffee. It's still crappy shit.
It's real coffee. We sometimes watch. Oh God, I can't remember what her name is. I don't know why, because no one in our house, like, drinks coffee, but there's a coffee reviewer on YouTube who, like,
what is
makes
happening?
fancy ass coffees. It's really funny that we just watch her sometimes.
Oh goodness. You guys are sure just, like, characters.
That's not something I would do, but Teddy and Andy both enjoy watching, like, soap making videos and, like, it's that kind of vibe, you know what I mean? I
once again just, like, love your house and everyone in it. Y'all are just, like, the vibes.
Yeah. So that's not something I would watch on my own, but, like, for a little bit of family time, we're all just relaxing, watching some lady review coffees from various fast food joints. Very good.
So weird. All right. I want Mrs. O'Leary to rate these hot dogs.
Her rating is 10 out of 10. She loves them. She has hot dogs because everyone's asleep. The hot dog vendor is asleep. He has his thumb in his mouth, I think.
Right. You know what? I really hope they just like pay like these people, like whoever they steal food from, just like throw some drachmas at them and they'll wake up and be like, why do I have gold? What's all my stuff is gone, but I have gold. Like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I don't know. So we explained to Argus everything that's happened. This might be the longest conversation we've had with this man.
In which he does not reply back in any audible fashion. He does seem to have some rudimentary signs that he knows the campers will understand. I'd like to imagine that Argus knows ASL, like, fluently, but he just knows that none of the campers do. Yes, Argus Sign Language.
Exactly. But like it's because he probably has an eyeball on his tongue, so he does not want to speak.
That is the explanation given. I don't know how much I buy that, but like, how much could the eyeball on your tongue embarrass you if you have eyeballs everywhere else also?
Like, I personally want to know, like, that's gotta be the worst place for the eyeball, though. Like, you're looking at the inside of your mouth all day, if you can see it.
Well, see, it's closed all the time, so, like, presumably it's completely dark in there and you can't see anything.
Does he have dark vision?
These are the real questions. I do like the small description of when Percy says that none of the gods are coming back, Argus rolls his eyes, which is described as psychedelic since everything swirls all at once.
Yeah.
That's fun for me.
I do love it. I can't wait to see how they will try to animate him. God.
They will probably not try to animate him. I can't imagine that Argus is going to be involved.
Listen, there are like so many little things for this show that I'm just like, okay, we've gotten like the actress for this thing and this thing and this thing. Why do we know who Echidna is? Who the fuck is playing Argus?
He's not gonna be there. He's not gonna be there. Actually, we already know if he was there or not, because we've obviously seen the show and had in-depth discussions about it.
Anyway, if now this is gonna be my new tirade. If Argus was not in the show, why are we even here?
What's the point?
What's the point? This man who we like never see. Who sees all?
Annabeth also gets the video shield from Argus. He drops it off for her.
I want to know if this video shield can also be used as a shield, though.
Presumably, right? Like, or else why else is it a shield specifically?
I mean, I assume it's because, like, well, one, we're in this Greek demigod world, everything has to be a weapon. Like, and just, I don't know, that's what it be, like.
That's just the right shape for doing this.
You know what, it's, I'm gonna relate it to, like, the Medusa myth and how he got, like, a shield to, like, use as the mirror so that he could fight her.
Well, I was assuming he just already had a shield that was, like, shiny.
Yeah, but, like, you know, that's what I'm equating it to. It's like the video shield is kind of supposed to be like that.
Yeah. That makes sense. It's light reflecting off of a convex surface, like.
But I'm just wondering if you can still fight with it, because, like, what if it gets dented?
Yeah, it probably would not work anymore.
Like, that's why I'm like, would you want to fight with this shield? Or is it specifically for this and nothing else?
For those of you who have not read this recently, the explanation is that the shield bends sunlight or moonlight from anywhere in the world to create a reflection. So you just, like, I don't know how you direct it, like how you look around, but apparently it just does that.
I assume you move it around and just, like, use your mind to tell it where you want it to, like, point at. You know? Doesn't really matter. It says Annabeth is concentrating, so I'm assuming there's some just, like, magic bullshit on here.
Right.
You know? She's attuning to it.
That's her one magic item then. Like, that's gonna be a problem.
Exactly. That's all she's got. I'm glad Percy gets motion sickness, though. Because, like, we're zooming in through all of, like, New York City and trying to find one spot. But most importantly, Connor Stoll is excited that Dylan's Candy Bar is open and everyone's asleep. so they can rate it.
Percy says no rating. They're very disappointed.
Also Katie Gardner says no rating, which is rude. Why wouldn't you want to loot a candy store while all of New York is asleep though?
Priorities.
This is my priority.
No, they're right though. Like if I was on the way to my battle station, I'd pick up a snack.
You are like a 15-year-old maybe. Like on average they're all like 14, 15-year-olds, I'm assuming. And all of New York is asleep around you. Are you not gonna loot some shit? Like this is the end of the world. This is, you know what I'm gonna equate this to? I'm gonna equate this to the Jimmy Neutron movie. Where all of the adults are gone. Yeah. That is the vibes here. That is the vibes I'm getting from all of this.
Except for the fact that there is no time to party because you're being sieged by monsters.
I mean, it's true, but still, like remember, like, this is the same movie where all the kids, like, build, like, the things to go up into space, right? Yeah? Am I remembering this movie correctly?
I don't know.
Or has it been 20 years since I've seen it? Probably. I just remember the kids being very cool in that movie, and it was better than the show.
I think you're probably right. Now I want to watch that.
Next bonus episode, we watch Jimmy Neutron.
We do not promise that we'll be watching Jimmy Neutron. We have a lot of stuff to get through, honestly.
We do.
Why'd we spend so much time watching Phineas and Ferb episodes?
Because it was important.
It was. We had a good time.
Phineas and Ferb is the best. Okay.
It's true.
I don't even know where we are now. We're looking at
Argus
the city.
is leaving.
Yeah, Argus is leaving. Goodbye, Argus.
We'll miss you.
Maybe see you again if we live.
He sends Mrs. O'Leary to find Grover in the park.
Yeah.
If he's still awake.
Well, that's where they were last. The satyr in the park. Yeah? You remember him?
Yeah.
Go find him, wherever he is. We don't even know where Grover is at this point.
And so that doesn't get resolved by the end of the chapter, so we don't know what's up with that.
No. Also, we're questioning why none of the demigods fell asleep. I'm glad someone pointing this out.
Right. Well, I was assuming at first that it was just because they were in Olympus instead of New York proper. But they got back down and Argus was still awake. So then I was like, okay, that doesn't make any sense. And it's just because they're magic, and putting magic people to sleep is harder than mortals, apparently.
Also, like, Selena knows some magic shit. Like, we love that for her.
She's been studying.
I want a whole, like, little, like, thing about her, and a whole of her adventures, and how she knows a bunch of magic things. And, like, maybe she does magic spells on the side, okay?
You know who...
Like, we
haven't
get
gotten
an Aphrodite
to it
girl
yet,
thing later.
I want to know what the Hunters have been up to, but we'll talk about that later.
I want to know.
Yeah.
New big series, please. But like we also get an Aphrodite girl thing later where they're all like, oh yeah, we're gonna use this like thing to get the monsters to go away, like perfume or something.
Yeah, it's they say.
And I'm just like, Aphrodite girl alchemy, like confirmed?
Yes. Oh my god.
Confirmed? I'm sorry, like this is what I need. Absolutely, I want Aphrodite girls to be doing this shit.
Yes, it's
and Aphrodite
very
boys,
good, honestly.
But please, okay, so the most important thing next. We see all of the boats. They're coming.
They are coming.
And guess what? Kronos has a banner. Kronos has a banner. I forgot that this was a thing until I was doing my drawings.
Are we gonna make merch for you to align yourself with Kronos' army?
This could be our new merch. You're not wrong.
I don't know if I want.
You know what? He wants to tear down Western civilization.
Yeah, me too. Okay, I guess.
Like, listen. He got all of the people out of the way safely.
True. This is
he
much
only
nicer
wants to kill the demigods and the gods. He's leaving the humans alone. Are we supporting Kronos? Are we?
No, because he's a fascist shithead. Like, he's not going to make anything better for anyone.
You're not wrong. He is. But I'm also just like, God, like, I agree with so many of your things.
If Luke had been doing this on his own without the involvement of a fascist shithead, like, honestly, I could have gotten behind that. If he was like, no, I just want to kill the gods because they suck. Like, valid.
I want to kill the gods and then like get a democracy of like
humanity shall inherit the earth. Like, I'm down.
Let's do it. Come on. But I want to know, did Kronos design this cute little like banner? Who made this?
It is a purple banner emblazoned with a black scythe. So that's pretty simple.
It's simple yet elegant. Also, it's purple, orange and purple. Anyway,
purple like purple guy.
What?
Anything that's purple means that they kill children.
What?
Are you not familiar with the FNAF lore?
I'm not. You know I don't do horror.
Oh yeah. That just feels like the kind of internet thing that you might have been into, except for the fact that you don't do horror whatsoever. I kind of forgot about that.
Like everything that I vaguely know about that comes from like Robert, vague things on the internet, and this one small child from the room next to me who apparently saw the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. He is 4.
Children love Five Nights at Freddy's. They adore it.
I should not have seen that.
My roommates and the people who came down to see the FNAF movie with us went. I couldn't go because I was sick, but luckily it was also on streaming, so I watched it at the same time.
Oh, nice.
They went in costume, and like children were like coming up and hugging them. Like they love FNAF.
What is this movie rated? I need to know.
I believe it's PG-13.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Either way, I don't think a 4-year-old should be watching that.
No, probably not. But it wasn't actually scary. Hot take.
That's fine. I'm just always scared. Okay, let's say PG-13. Interesting.
Right. So like if their parents are there, technically they're allowed to be there. So that's fine.
Yeah. No, I know. I did work at the movie theater. Technically, we will allow anyone to go into a PG-13 movie. It's just a recommendation.
Exactly.
It's not actually a rule.
Anyway,
No,
the children fucking love FNAF. Which is honestly too bad that we are all so very into FNAF, given that Scott Cawthon gives money to Republicans who are big shitty. So if you can avoid giving him money ever, please try that. But like, obviously I'm a hypocrite, so anyways.
Aren't we all?
He should be as cancelled as J.K. Rowling, but he's less annoying on Twitter, so he's not. Anyways,
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Let's talk about Percy.
Let's talk about the other fascists.
Who are also purple-coated.
When you said purple man, my brain can only think of one-eyed, one-horn flying purple people eater. That is the only thing that comes to my brain.
Interesting.
Just so you know.
So yeah, the rivers are swarming with bad guys. We got Telkeens in the water. We got Dracanae on the ships. Is very bad.
It's not great. There's dragons. There's also fucking dragons, dude.
Very bad. And a World War II era tank.
This is fine.
Fine and normal.
This is totally fine.
I love Percy Jackson.
Again, they're gonna have like, God, bro, this is like, tell me that like this book is like the first Avengers movie before Avengers. Like they're fighting in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is the battleground, you know, like that's all it is. You know what? We need someone to like either animate or draw like the Avengers like doing like the circle around, like they're all getting ready, but it's like Percy and all the camp leaders. Like, anyway, I'm sorry. That's all I can think of now.
I do love, like, the idea of, like, being a New Yorker and reading this, and, like, knowing where all the locations are, and, like, it does have a very, like, disaster movie, like, type of vibe to it, where you're seeing all these huge monuments get destroyed that are, like, culturally relevant and that stuff. It's in New York, you know? It's happening. They're going to destroy the city. I'm sure it'll be fine.
I'm sure it'll be fine, and then everybody will, like, wake up and be like, huh? What?
Where'd the Empire State Building go? It'll be fine.
I don't know, but next, you know what they'll do? They'll add like Percy's sword to like the Statue of Liberty instead of Captain America's shields.
Hell
They
yeah.
did that. They did that in the MCU, and I'm just like,
God,
why?
that's so fucking dorky. God.
Just replace her torch with like, actually, it's the pen. It's just a pen.
Here's the description of how the sleep spell is working outside of, like, New York City proper. The farther you get from Manhattan, instead of people being asleep, time is just slowed down, so the closer you get, the slower time gets, which is very interesting.
So that's not really the sleep stuff. That's Kronos' magic instead, because he's got the time stuff. And then Hecate's probably helping it, because the drivers are also avoiding Manhattan exits somehow.
It's a very mixed up, weird spell, but it works very well for the purposes of this book and making it not disrupt real life too much.
Yeah, Rick was like, you know what? I want a really big battle sequence, but I don't want to kill, like, everyone in the state of New York, actually.
That'd be kind of fucked up.
So I'm gonna make it kid-friendly. Everyone is asleep. And then everyone around is just, like, avoiding, like, the center of the city. It's fine.
Right.
It's all good. Whatever.
Because this also explains how everything goes back to normal afterwards. This is maintaining the status quo. Because the mortals just have no idea what's going on.
Yep. We love it. I love the description that's, like, they're like flies in amber. It's terrifying a little bit. The humans are just little bugs. Okay, but Percy's like, we're gonna hold Manhattan.
And Selena's like, are you sure? It's kinda big.
We are going to hold it. We have to.
Good for you, Percy. I believe in him.
I believe in Steven. But Annabeth's like, okay, well, we're covered on the air, so Kronos has to do a ground assault. That's what we gotta do. So we gotta cover all of the bridges and the water.
Right.
That's it.
And they have a son of Poseidon who just got some advice about some rivers, so we'll be fine.
We're good. He can take a dip in another river. This time, maybe it won't kill him. Okay, so Percy starts barking orders to, like, everybody. He's like, you're gonna take that one, you're gonna take that one, you guys go there.
He's doing a good job. He's really taken to his leadership role here.
I mean, Chiron was like, yeah, you're the leader, I'm out, goodbye.
And
so
he's like, okay.
Percy's like, I guess that's me then. I gotta do this. Even though Annabeth's the strategist, Percy's doing the thing. But he's doing a pretty good job. And then, yeah, we get the beautiful Aphrodite crew. They want to, accessorize on Fifth Avenue. And since Percy allows them to do this perfume thing, a bunch of them kiss him on the cheek.
That's, like, okay, I do get annoyed by how the Aphrodite kids are written, but, like, okay, because he just told the Hermes cabin that they can't loot anything, and then they're like, wait, but this perfume store's on the way, we could, get this perfume that monsters hate the smell of. And he's like, no looting, well, except unless you actually think that'll work. And they're like, yeah!
Like if he it would be better if he told everyone else, like, hey, if you have, like, some kind of plan and idea that you work out with your crew, that'll work. Loot something. Like I think the Hermes kids, like, just looting for fun, they're gonna do it, they're children. But also, like, they could set up some cool traps or something.
Well,
they're
set up traps, so I'm sure that they'll get it. They'll figure it out.
They're the trickster cabin. They can do something cool. Also, they clearly have enough campers still at this point that they each of those Stoll brothers can take one half of the cabin.
Yeah. Well, there's only 40 total. How many Hermes kids and unassigned can there even be right now?
Like, I'm so confused right now with the numbers here, actually. Okay, wait. What cabins does he say? Let's go through those. So, Apollon cabin, Demeter cabin, 2 halves of the Hermes cabin, Aphrodite cabin, and then Athena. So that's 6 cabins, or, like, 6 groups of people, I should say. And Hephaestus, sorry. That's 7 groups of people.
And there's
40 divided by 7.
That's
not quite 6.
Many.
It's like 5 to 6 people.
So that's not very many people to hold a whole bridge from an army of monsters.
It really isn't. But Percy, what the fuck? And then we get our our whole thing happening in a second.
Yes.
But first, they're gonna all keep in touch with the cell phones. Now this, we never talk about the phones. we never deal with phones.
It's not convenient for a writer for everyone to be able to contact each other easily. So we have all these workarounds in Percy Jackson. We have Iris messaging, that sort of thing. But Percy's like, monsters hone in on you if you're carrying a cell phone. So don't carry one. Pick one up. Everybody's got one in the city. Call Annabeth, and then she'll, like, coordinate.
Yeah, everybody call Annabeth, drop the phone, and then hopefully that'll distract, like, you know, do something with monsters. They can't zero in on you if you use different phones, I guess.
Well, if you're not holding the phone, apparently they hone in on the phone itself somehow. I don't know how monsters pick up radio waves.
I want to know what is up with this.
It's for plot convenience. It's because it's too easy if everyone can just call each other.
More importantly, I want to know how we're going to deal with this in the show, actually. We're going to have so much to talk about when we do predictions, which we have already done, clearly. But no, they cannot keep any phone that they find, even if it's really nice. Because you will get murdered by a monster, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Travis, come on.
Oh, those stoles.
So, we have our very own Deus Ex Machina right here. Right here.
Yeah, how did she know? I don't know. Maybe Artemis is also cool and, like, sent them or something.
Definitely. So, remember how we only had 40 campers? Now, we, on top of that, to cover just one tunnel, we have 30 adolescent girls, a pack of timber wolves, and some hunting falcons, because apparently they're falconry persons. Now, I can't word.
I really gotta wonder about this, because, like, is the Lincoln Tunnel fucking huge or something? And in that case, how did Percy forget it?
No, he forgot it because it's the one they're specifically attacking right now. That's why. He wasn't thinking about it. Because he was like, I can't think about it. I don't know. Plot convenience.
It just seems like a real dumbass move, Percy.
But, like, that is a full army right there for just the one tunnel. That is, like, the entirety of camp, if you count the animals.
So it's a real good thing they showed up, or else we would all just be at the Lincoln Tunnel and everywhere else would be undefended.
Yeah. My goodness. This is so much. Why didn't we take the harpies? Like I know we need someone to guard camp, but why didn't we take... No, we need the harpies here too.
I don't think that the harpies listen to campers. Ever.
I don't care. We need all the help we can get.
I don't think they're gonna help.
We need so much help. Okay.
Rate Talia's fit. She has a black leather jacket, a silver circlet, skull earrings, and a Death to Barbie t-shirt with a Barbie with an arrow through her head.
What do we think about this? Barbie podcaster person?
As Barbie stands.
What do we think about this?
It all depends on what Barbie represents to you.
Okay, this is giving Sasha from the Barbie movie. Am I not correct?
You fascist. She like me a fascist. I don't control the means of production or the banks. I don't remember what the line is.
I think you got it, honestly. Bro. We're gonna have to rewatch that together.
We will.
Oh my goodness. I can't with this. Like, so much. Okay, every time we describe Thalia, we're always like, oh my goodness, she's wearing, like, all this punk emo shit, and then she's got a tiara. That totally doesn't match. And I'm like...
No, it totally does. It fucking slaps.
Are you kidding me? Like, she's definitely wearing, like, spikes on her jacket that are, like, silver and totally, like, perfectly go with this tiara. Like, she coordinates. Absolutely, she coordinates this outfit.
I don't know, maybe it's more punk to not coordinate.
I mean, either way, I think it works.
I agree. Tiara fucking slaps. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you don't understand feminine punk, Rick Riordan, but I do. And the tiara makes the outfit.
You know what's more important to me than any other casting we've gotten? The Thalia casting. When are we gonna get it, guys? I want to know. Anyway, yeah, she's a punk princess. I love her. So, where has she been? You have so many hunters. I want to know. Rick, where is my Hunters of Artemis series? It's gonna be called it's gonna be called Thalia and the Hunters of Artemis.
It's right there. There you go. That's perfect.
Give it to me. I need it.
Yeah. She literally says, long story. I bet my adventures were more dangerous than yours. And it's like, if you're gonna set that up, give it to me. I want it. Give me a series of short stories or some shit. Where'd she get all these girls?
I want to know it because, like...
From the very beginning of, like, Hunters of Artemis being introduced, the two of us have been like, give us more. We want them.
I think the entire fandom is with this, honestly. Like... Okay, I feel like it's no secret that the Hunters of Artemis are just going to be a thing throughout all of these different Rick series. Mm-hmm. They're just always there. And I'm like, where is the series about them? There is not a series about them yet, or even a book. Come on.
It would be so good. It's right
Rick,
there.
You have so much content. Why is this not part of it? Plot twist, he'll just come up with that, like, in another couple years, once he's done with this current trilogy he's working on. Anyway, as with every time Thalia comes around, we're gonna go get cheeseburgers after this is all over. That's what, she literally did that, like, in the Sword of Hades, they got cheeseburgers after or something. Like, this is her personality now.
She wants to go out with her friends and eat cheeseburgers, and that is... so cool of her.
And now I can only think of Maya Fey whenever I think of cheeseburgers. So yes, the hunters are here. We're good. We're good. So Percy and Annabeth are gonna go off and do their thing with the rivers. And Percy's little speech.
Yes. Okay. We should just have this be like the chapter excerpt at the beginning of the thing, because like this is so good. Or I could just read it right now because I really love.
Do it. Read it.
You're the greatest heroes of this millennium, I told them. It doesn't matter how many monsters come at you. Fight bravely and we will win. I raised Riptide and shouted, "For Olympus!" They shouted in response, and our 40 voices echoed off the buildings of Midtown. For a moment it sounded brave, but it died quickly in the silence of 10 million sleeping New Yorkers. Like, holy shit!
The vibes!
The vibes are fucking impeccable. Like, that is a very good, like, the most succinct speech he could have given. Like, it works perfectly for that moment. And then just, like, this silence, it all peters out around them. Like, ah! Anyways.
Remember when I said that Percy is a high charisma character? Remember it? Yeah?
Yeah.
He's got the rousing leader speech. Okay?
He does.
He's got it.
He just pisses people off so often, but half the time it's on purpose, which would be a charisma skill.
Yes, exactly. You know, he's got like the intimidation and deception.
I don't know. Maybe D&D charisma doesn't map perfectly.
Maybe we need like another like charisma stat where it's just like pissing people off. Like that is the stat.
But that's like anti-charisma. Like what I'm saying is that normally when you piss someone off, it's because you failed a charisma roll.
No, but it is a very specific type of charisma. You know, like he's got the New Yorker charisma that we get to in like 5 seconds. Literally, like I hate you, dude. You're so ugly. Like
it's like an alternate skill. It's a skill that you specifically get with the New Yorker background that is for pissing people off.
Oh my god. Once again, we need to do role-playing games as this character. God. Okay. So instead of like picking a car, Percy, you cannot drive yet. Like we need to remember
can drive
that
okay.
He drove.
He's been learning.
Barely. He mostly just parked with Rachel.
He drove down the beach. He's been learning. He's probably fine. But they can't drive because it's fucking New York, and like even if no one's driving, like the streets are congested AF.
So they steal some dude's Vespa.
Another, like, Rick very carefully protecting the status quo is that no one's in car accidents. They all managed to somehow stop their cars while falling asleep. So, like, good for you, and, like, New Yorkers.
Drive to, like, the side of the road, too, mostly. Yeah.
I like the alternate explanation that is also offered here better, that, like, the engines also were put to sleep. Like, that kind of makes... like follows to me.
That works to me. Yeah. I like, now I also want fan art of Percy and Annabeth riding on this Vespa, like...
Yeah, okay, I was thinking about that in the show. Like, them, like, driving this Vespa down the sleeping New York streets. Like, that'd be,
Like-
sick.
Like, just so many good moments here that I'm like, this is good. This is good. Why I see so much Percy Jackson fan art all the time, and then I reread these things and I'm like, where is my fan art of this? Where is it of this? This moment is important.
You gotta
to
start
me.
commissioning some more fan art, dude. Give back to the community.
I am bad at drawing backgrounds. So, like, as much as I would love to do this, I could just draw them on the Vespa, and then I would be like, here's a blurry background.
Just
you.
put it in actual New York. Just, like, get a screenshot.
Yes, my little cartoons with giant eyes inside actual New York.
So Percy tells everyone, no stopping, no looting, like, we're busy. And then he and Annabeth stop, like, a bunch of times, but only to be helpful, because they're good kids.
Good kids? Good kids?
Good son. They move pedestrians out from in front of cars, just in case.
Like, he's a good boy.
He's a good boy.
But most importantly, is this baby carriage?
With a poodle in it.
I'm sorry, this has to be the same poodle from book 1. And they just don't realize it.
It can't
Tell
be.
me.
That was in, like,
Tell
fucking
me.
Virginia or some shit.
And maybe they're on New York. Like, they went to New York on vacation. I think it was in Jersey. I think it was specifically Jersey. You know what? It's close enough. They went to the city for a day. Okay, and they just happened to get stuck in this. Like, it was a poodle owned by some rich people who would definitely put their poodle in a baby carriage.
Absolutely.
All right. So Annabeth starts doing her thing with Plan 23. What is that? What it was called? Yes,
think
Plan
so.
23.
And they stop in East 23rd Street. Coincidence? I think not. Or it might be. I don't know.
Who knows? All right. So we awaken this dude, William H. Seward. Do either of us know enough history to know who the fuck this is?
Not a fucking clue. He was a New York governor, though, Annabeth tells me, and I believe her. And I believe that statue's actually there. Like, that's gotta be really fun if you pass by East 23rd Street.
See. American politician negotiated the treaty for the U.S. to purchase Alaska. Interesting.
Makes sense.
That's like the most interesting thing I saw at the beginning of this Wikipedia. Yeah, he's sure is a dude. He lived for 71 years.
What's important, though, is that he, as in the statue, is an automaton. Annabeth tells us that Daedalus planted most of the statues as automatons into the city. What do you think that means? I'm certain that all of these statues have designers and sculptors and, like, people and artists.
Okay, all of those people are actually Daedalus.
That was theory number 1. Theory number 2 is that those statues were made, and then Daedalus made exact replicas of them and just, like, switched them out.
Okay, but even better, theory number 3 is that Daedalus just worked with the artist and was like, okay, so I'm gonna make an automaton, and then I'm gonna need you to, like, sculpt something to go over that to look like the person.
So every artist is actually also a demigod who happened to work with Daedalus.
Not necessarily even a demigod. He's just like, okay, so I'm building this, like, robot. Don't worry about it. I'm building this thing.
See, I'm just not... See, I like this theory, except I do not think that he explained it to them.
You know what? That's true, too. But also, they could just be demigods. Like, everyone important in this world is a demigod. Like,
including
this
William
man,
H. Seward.
Bill is a son of Phoebe. Why? Why is he a son of the goddess of youth? I have questions.
Just cuz.
Yeah. Bill. Anyway, he's gonna go activate some other automatons. We don't know if they know that they're on Annabeth and Percy's side.
I really enjoyed this ambiguity. I enjoyed that, we've had automatons who talked before, specifically I'm thinking of the angels at the damn
They had personalities.
yeah, those
though.
are
This
just
guy
chill
doesn't-
dudes. This is clearly just like a fucking robot who just kind of
Yeah.
waits for his instructions and then just kind of, no acknowledgement. He just starts walking off to go do it. And it's like
I mean,
unsettling, especially given their history of Bianca having been killed by an automaton.
yeah. When Nico possibly comes around, he's gonna be upset about this. But I don't know. I feel like he's also like kind of like that because Annabeth did immediately give him orders.
Well, they try to
You know
talk
what?
to him before. That's where the Bill thing is coming from, and he just kind of tilts his head. The autism coding of inanimate objects. We love.
We love the autism coding of all robots forever.
As everyone with autism who I know is like, fuck yes, robots, I love them. They are my best friends.
It's like, wow, we hate this representation, but also, fuck yeah, robots.
Exactly. It's the duality of autism.
It's like, wow, I feel seen. Wait, that's not a person. Oh well.
Oh no, people are associating me with robots. Oh fuck yeah, robots.
Listen, Baymax. Anyway. I just want to be a big squishy man.
Big mood.
Okay, so I love that they get to the river and then Percy gives Annabeth some logic.
Wait here, Percy, you shouldn't go alone. Well, unless you can breathe underwater.
Like, Annabeth, what did you think you were going to be able to do here?
Well, I don't know if she knew that he was just gonna walk into the bay. You're really not supposed to do that.
Yeah, but like, Percy can withstand it because he's already a mutant.
He's fine, he's fine.
He's not going to grow a third eye.
Okay,
I don't think.
So specifically, Percy is like, it's not as bad as in my mom's day, but don't go swimming in that shit is bad for you. Which I'm sure is still the case, but I was curious about it, and so I looked it up, and every article that I saw was about how much better the harbor is doing than it has been. Apparently it is now the cleanest it has been since the Civil War. And dolphins are starting to come back to the harbor, like, it's starting to get life again. Yeah! Which is very exciting. So apparently, this, sand dollar worked super good.
Oh, I was gonna say, I think Percy just kept coming back. Like, every year Poseidon gives him a sand dollar for his birthday now. And Percy just comes back, and he's like...
Because he loves his city and he wants it to be clean.
Yes! He's like, you guys did me a solid, and I fucking love New York. Here.
Or we could credit the organizations like the New York, New Jersey Harbor and Estuary Program, New York Harbor School, Billion Oyster Project, New York Harbor Parks, and NYC Audubon. Thank you for keeping our environment clean.
You know what? I want one of these, like, you know how, like, we have fan activists like Phantom Forward and shit. I want like some fan activists like Percy Jackson people to like do shit like this. Well,
maybe there are organizations out there. We should look it up sometime.
We should. All right. Percy is in this mutant water,
and he starts being a little bitch.
Literally. That's his whole charisma stat. It's a +5 to being a little bitch.
I heard the East River is more toxic, but the Hudson smells worse. Or is it the other way around?
He's giving them the New York welcome, like, hey, fuck you.
He knows they're gonna come talk to him if he acts like this, and it totally works, so good for him.
So we get 2 dark brown clumps that become men. We have, like, a wolfish seal dude. He's a telekine with these radiation eyes. And then Mr. Seaweed Beard, who's he's got the plastic six-pack thing around him.
The humanoid guy with the beard is the Hudson, and the Telkahine looking type guy is the East River.
Yep. So they're both mad at him, but they also want to kill each other. So they're like, we'll kill him and then we'll kill each other. It's fine.
Very, very, I've never lived in New York, but from all the TV that I've seen, I'm imagining that, like, it's, like, 2 apartment buildings, and then they have, like, windows that, like, perfectly line up, and then they just, like, lean out the windows and yell at each other every day. They're just neighbors.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect enemies to lovers right there. I'm sorry, these two, they fuck on the side. Anyway, so they try to kill Percy, and even like the one little piece of glass that like hits him doesn't actually hit him. So
I love that immediately after Percy took a dip in the Styx, like, it starts coming in handy. He's like, yeah, that totally would have killed me, so I probably shouldn't have done this, but luckily...
it shattered against his skin! We love it, but it probably still rips his clothes. Like this boy, by the end of this whole, like, war, is gonna have no clothes left. He's just gonna be fighting naked.
Poor Percy.
Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're right. You're right.
He's not gonna be noticing that, like, things are hitting him constantly.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna keep ripping. So, they're like, son of Poseidon, took a dip in the Styx.
Yep.
Yep, they knew it.
And they're like, ew, gross. How are we supposed to kill him now?
Well, instead, he's like, how about a bribe?
Yeah, they were 100% just gonna let these monsters invade the city. It doesn't affect them. Who cares? And Percy's like, or you could have this.
I mean, listen, it's not like Olympus is doing anything to help clean them. So,
yeah, true.
Why should they care?
Hey, Olympus, maybe you should get involved in the environment.
Like, Pan is gone. Why don't you guys, like, worry about your own city? This is your home.
You literally live here and it's, like, shitty.
Worry about your home, please, for once. So, okay. So I'm very confused about how this sand dollar works, because it's not actually money, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just cleans you up or something. So that's why he can break it in half. Because, like, when you think about it at first, you're like, okay, he's gonna pay them with the dollar. But wait, how do you, like, what's the conversion? Like, how do you split that? But he can literally just break it in half and give each half to them.
I feel like in, like, fantasy shit, I have seen people do that, where, like, it happens in the Owl House. Somebody breaks a snail in half and gives half of it to Ida. And I'm wondering if there's money where you could actually do that, like, in the past, but...
Yeah, I'll just break $1 in half, give you half, and
right.
someone else the other.
I don't know.
I mean, I also don't think that they're gonna use it as money. I think it's something
No, it's definitely not money. It's clearly...
Like, they dissolve it in their river and it helps clean them or something.
Yes. Percy says that when he breaks it, a ripple of clean fresh water comes out. Like... Yeah.
Somehow, I don't know, this is kind of reminding me of, remember the last book when Percy did, like, the whole, like, seawater, thing in the stables?
Mm-hmm.
And how, like, that started, like, cleaning stuff, you know?
Right. Well, the rivers imply that it's, like, pure Poseidon magic. It's gonna help flush them out.
Yeah, there's something about pure Poseidon magic that's just like, he's the god of clean water, actually. Not just the ocean, clean water.
Makes enough sense to me.
No fish peeing him. Not at all.
We do get some lovely banter at the end of this meeting.
Oh, yes.
Curse of Achilles. They always think that'll save them, don't they? If only he knew. And then they both just laugh.
Yeah. I mean, first I was gonna mention, like, hey, they just, like, killed a bunch of people, and Percy's like, thanks.
It's fine. It's fine.
Was it all just monsters? Are we sure it was only monsters?
Percy does not describe any demigods on the boats, in the earlier part of the chapter. There most likely were, but it's fine.
I mean, this is a war. We're gonna have, like, casualties.
Indeed.
There are people, they're going to kill people. So, yeah. Percy is clearly gonna be totally fine with his curse. He's not gonna die at all. He's just gonna become a vampire.
Prophecy be damned.
He's already a vampire, that's right. Because he was in the underworlds.
Yeah. That totally tracks, and I have no questions about it whatsoever.
It would have made more sense if the Styx was like the river of blood from the Hades game, right? He took a dip in the blood and then he becomes like a vampire or something. I don't know. Zagreus is a vampire, that's what I'm saying.
He is basically a Twilight vampire at this point, where they have, like, impenetrable skin.
Because I thought you were gonna say Zagreus for a second.
Oh.
I thought that's what you meant. Yes, no, Percy has impenetrable skin, like a vampire.
Like a Twilight vampire, specifically.
I mean, you know what? We haven't tried wood yet. We haven't tried to see if a stake would hurt him. So, you
But
never
then
know.
we're mixing our mythologies. Okay, let's just finish up.
This is Greek shit. Who cares? Okay, the rivers are safe, and now we have a new threat, and it's the Minotaur. Next chapter.
They're coming up Williamsburg Bridge, which probably means something to you if you live there.
It's the one the Apollo cabin is
Yes.
on. So that's what we'll deal with next time. Fun shit. Okay. Do I have plugs?
I'll give you a plug.
Please do.
When this comes out, it will no longer be relevant whatsoever. But as we said earlier, we just had Thanksgiving, which means that the yearly episode of Till Death Do Us Blart just released.
We were just talking about this. Do you need me to go on the rant again?
Charlie has opinions about Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, despite never having seen Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. I also
there's
have
a reason why I
opinions-
haven't.
Yes. I also have opinions about Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, despite never having seen Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, because I have listened to every previous episode of Till Death Do Us Blart, in which 5 podcasters watch Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 every single year for Thanksgiving.
I hate you so much.
And the podcast will never end, and if any of them die, they have understudies who will replace them to watch Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 every year.
Oh my god. Anyway, it's time. I'm gonna go on my rant because you brought it up again. I'm gonna go on my fucking rant so the world can know why I'm upset. Okay. I have seen the first movie. I enjoyed the first movie. Like, it's good. Like, you know, it's a comedy, but there's a bit of romance in there. The whole point of the movie is him getting with this woman, and they get together in the end. It's great. Then the second movie, she just up and leaves him. Like, as soon as I heard that was the plot of the second movie, I was like, no fucking way. He went through so much bullshit.
You see,
with like first wife leaving him and hating him, and so I want Paul Blart to be happy.
I don't. Paul Blart is a piece of shit, and he doesn't deserve happiness. I'm glad that they systematically destroyed every bit of his life at the beginning of Paul Blart Mall Cop 2.
What did Paul Blart do to make you hate him so much, besides being a cop? Like forget the cop part.
There's a couple of weird misogynist scenes in Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. But also, he's like weird. Basically, just Paul Blart Mall Cop is not a well-designed film because it is just Die Hard, but in a mall and weirdly fatphobic. It's a fine watch, but it's not ideal.
It's not ideal. There are a lot of things wrong with it, but I will never forget the scene where him and Amy, that's her name, are like on the Segway, and that song is playing, and they're just like riding through the mall, and like, listen, she's like so happy, and he's so happy. like that is one of the things that is meaningful to me. Okay.
I'm glad that you found meaning in Paul Blart Mall Cop. Also,
that movie was filmed in a mall very close to me, so...
Your culture?
It is my culture. I have no cares about the second movie. Why would you do this?
I think that Justin from Wizards of Waverly Place is there, so...
He was at a con, like, I went to recently.
Nice.
I should have gone to say hi, but he had a line. So, you know what?
You could have asked him about Paul Blart Mall Cop too.
I could have. But you know what? More importantly, like, I don't know how, maybe it was like 10 years ago at a con that I went to, a very small con, Hugh Normus from Wizards of Waverly Place. like the guy who was like adopted by giants.
Yes.
He was at a con and he had nobody. So I went to go say hi. I got a picture with him. We talked for like 20 minutes.
Hell yeah.
He's a really nice dude, actually. just letting y'all know that. Hugh Normus.
Delightful.
Love him. Delightful man. Okay. Okay, I finally remembered that I watched something recently.
Good.
So, because the girl I'm seeing recently recommended this to me. I watched Paddington the other day while I was sick on Thanksgiving. Bro,
it is delightful as they all say.
It is very cute. I didn't realize how sad it would be at the beginning. I was like, oh, okay.
Now you have to watch Paddington 2, which everyone says is even better.
That's what I've heard, but only the first one was on Netflix, so I couldn't do a back-to-back thing. I really would have, but yeah, wow, family.
Good.
You know how we say that what's the Fast and the Furious movies are about the family? Fuck that, Paddington's about family.
Excellent. I gotta get in there.
I've also never seen Fast and the Furious.
Me
so.
neither. Okay, let's wrap this up. Free us from this mortal coil. Release me.
No, we wrapped this up so quickly that I needed to bullshit for a little bit. Okay, that's why we were able to go on tangents so often. Well, I guess you should get out of my fucking cabin, because why are we even in our cabins right now?
Yeah, there's a fucking war going on.
There's a fucking war going on. Like, go to your bridge. I don't know where Pollux is. I don't know where the Dionysus kids are. But
wherever.
Yeah, go guard one of your bridges, I guess.
I'll get on that. Whichever one's closest to Central Park, so I can get some vines going or something.
Maybe you're with the Demeter kids.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
On. Yeah, you guys got similar powers. You do that, and I'm gonna go loot Dylan's candy bar. Actually,
yeah, we aren't Aries kids. We are not in our cabins.
Get out of your fucking cabin, Clarice. Go join the war.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
You know who's cool? It's our God Complex Patreon, Matt. You can follow this podcast socials at Of the Eldest Gods Pod on Instagram and Tumblr, and at Of the Eldest Gods on Twitter. You can send us an iris message through oftheeldestgodspod@gmail.com. If you'd like to support us financially, join us at patreon.com/oftheeldestgods. By becoming a patron, you can join the Deus Ex Media Discord server, where you'll be able to chat with us and other listeners about episodes and anything Percy Jackson related. Our $5 patron tier also gets you access to Against All Odds, our monthly bonus show. There, we'll talk about a wide variety of topics, which usually have something to do with mythology. No promises. You can check out our merch store on Redbubble to find custom designs made by Charlie. Or if you cannot or do not want to support us financially, we'd really appreciate a rating, a review, or letting your friends and followers know how much you love the podcast. That really helps. You can find me, Raye, at HeyHeyRaye, spelled R-A-Y-E, on Twitter. If you want to hear more from me, check out Barbie Movie Slap, a podcast where my co-host Ted and I discuss Barbie's cinematic universe. That podcast Twitter is at Barbie Slaps.
And you can follow me, Charlie, at GreenPixie12 on most platforms, but on Twitter I'm at GreenPixie123, which I'm totally not salty about. I also have an art Instagram at GreenPixieDraws. I sometimes do the YouTube thing on my channel, Charlie Mac. That's M-A-C-K. Our music was written by Isabel Strauss-Riggs and recorded and edited by Ian M. Riggs. You can find Izzy at Kane_I, that's I as in the body part, on Instagram and Twitter. She also currently makes video essays on the YouTube channel Kane I. Feel free to message her about making music for your project or editing your podcast. Of the Eldest Gods is proud to be a part of Deus Ex Media, which features great podcasts like Super Scary, a love letter to superheroes, sci-fi, and horror movies, hosted by Josh.
Do you love to be super scared? Do you enjoy listening to hilarious hot takes on timeless classics? Well, fear not, listeners. I'm here! Welcome to the Super Scary Podcast, where we cover everything from the supernatural to the superpowered. I'm your host, Josh, a scaredy cat nerd who enjoys superhero, sci-fi, and horror movies way too much. Whether I'm processing my trauma from Texas Chainsaw Massacre or reminiscing on the nostalgia of Hocus Pocus, my guests and I have a hilarious time going through our favorite and sometimes not so favorite moments. I'm your friend till the end, listeners, because everyone's entitled to one super scary podcast. We post weekly episodes on Mondays, and you can find us at Super Scary Podcast on all the socials. See you in the afterlife, listeners.
Of the Eldest Gods is based on the series by Rick Riordan. Right now, we are discussing Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Remember to follow us on your favorite podcatcher and meet us back here every Thursday.
I hate audio. I hate this medium that we're on. Why?
Really dumb of us to make a podcast.
Dave X Media.